Hey everyone, and welcome to week 5 of Strategic Leadership. We are officially at the midpoint of the class, so we've completed 4 weeks and we have 4 weeks to go. This past week we talked about enrollment and program planning, and it's funny as I was reading through the discussions this past week, I would have a reaction, I would think something to what one of you had said, and then I would scroll down and see that somebody wrote a post in response exactly to what I was thinking. So it's good to see that you guys are on target with making sense of the readings. I would like to encourage or remind you, for those of you guys who in your response post, not to wait too long to respond, because you're missing out on some really good discussions if you wait until late Saturday to respond to the posts. But anyways, great discussion this past week. A couple of you mentioned program prioritization and cutting of programs, which I thought was a great segue to our topic this week, which is on measuring, analyzing, and prioritizing. And the prioritization process can be really challenging, if you've ever experienced that or gone through that. Messiah actually went through a prioritization process about 2 years ago. The president appointed a committee, and she tasked them to look at several curricular and co-curricular programs and basically see if they align with our mission and our strategic goals for the college, and to basically evaluate that and come up with a set of recommendations. So interesting enough, the graduate program in higher education was part of that process. We were asked to produce information on our graduate assistant program. So I had to pull all sorts of charts together and information on graduate assistants, and it was a lot of work. But it was actually really helpful because I was able to see that the return on investment for the college is incredibly high with our graduate assistants. And to be able to put all that together, and not only just the sense of accomplishment in giving that information, but feeling informed on what are the impact our graduate assistants are making on the college, and even beyond that, just really remarkable. So it was good. It was a good process for me to experience as a program director, and anyways, that information was given to the committee. They came up with a set of recommendations. Some programs were in fact cut, no academic programs, but the golf program, I believe, was cut. And so it kind of creates this sort of, I don't know, almost like a difficult environment. People are very concerned and nervous for their programs, or their positions in some cases. And so I really appreciate what Lisa Freeman said in the video that for the NIU prioritization video. She talked about prioritization shouldn't just be about a process of cutting, and we shouldn't view it that way, but we should really see it as, about efficiency and partnerships and kind of forward thinking and being proactive, not necessarily reactive. And so I hope you will, take time as you watch that video to kind of listen to some of the points that she offers because I think it's an excellent model for prioritization when you think about what they did at NIU. And there's also another video that is on budgeting, which it's funny because for a budgeting video, it's actually really interesting. But the vice provost at Michigan State University talks about the historical context for their budget, and then he actually goes through and talks about how they have it, how they've sort of put that together. But that's a really important thing for you guys to think about, especially as you are going through this process of creating a strategic plan. The money, the resources that are allocated to whatever it is you're putting together, it's important to understand how you will allocate those things, and how the impact that potentially has on the university, on the college, but ultimately on students, for students, as we think about what is our mission, or what is our strategic goals overall for the university or the college, and then what you have specifically for your plan. So it's a great system of checks and balances to think about how you put together a budget. Isn't just about taking money and trying to parse it out in ways that everything gets divided evenly, but it's really being thoughtful and thinking about resources allocated in the sense of uh, ultimately having some sort of impact or meaning. So I would encourage you to really think carefully as you watch those videos and then read the article and then the chapter from Dickinson. I also included another video. It's on the SWOT analysis, and I hope you'll take some time to watch that because you'll be doing a SWOT analysis within your strategic plan. I would also encourage you that that video, I made that about a year ago, so any reminders at the end, you'll want to disregard those. But the actual content of it will be hopefully helpful as you think about doing your SWOT analysis for the project. And you guys should also be thinking about the higher ed leader profile, doing that interview if you haven't already set that up to be getting those kind of completed in the next week or so that you'll have that ready for the deadline. And then continuing to work on your strategic plan. You'll have a presentation the week before the end of class, and then your final project will be due on the last day of class. So if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. I know that I say that every time, but I genuinely mean it. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to reach out and let me know, because I'd be happy to help with that. And thank you guys again for your hard work, and I look forward to hopefully connecting with you soon. All right.